Let's see. Chase Raudman not following up. Not following up. I think Larson will make the show. That's not a debate. Speaking of Chase Raudman, there was another person to join Chase Raudman in leaving the World of Outlaws. You're not alone in this one. Cody Hanson posted this to his Facebook, and this was just a few hours ago. As of tonight, I would like to officially run across the aisle and high five Red Rover Chase Raudman and announce that I will be leaving the World of Outlaws. I can't thank everyone at World Racing Group enough. Here comes the fake eyelashes, for making the last 4 years of my life memorable. I learned a lot, experienced a lot, and made many friends along the way. All the memories I made with everyone will last a lifetime. For next year, I will be joining my buddy Chase with the High Limit Racing organization. I'm excited for this opportunity. Brad and Kyle are actually nice people to me, and to be a part of this new journey and all the new memories to be had up and down the road I'll be making along the way. Can't wait to get rolling and hope to see everyone at some point down the road this year. Let's go, Chase. So Chase Raudman, a lot of accolades in this one for you. It's very interesting. Any comment as I talked to him at Port Royal? Who did you talk to, Chase? You're talking to this guy, Hanson. Apparently, I asked around, who is this guy? I never heard of him before. But apparently, the description I got of who that is he's on track cleanup. Apparently, that's what he says. Yes, I talked to him at Port Royal about this Red Bluff race. He's just hoping to make the main. You're talking to Larson, I assume. But yes, Red Bluff is where I announced my first race. Highlight video on YouTube somewhere. Interesting. Now, what's more so interesting is that Chase Raudman here has been joined by a bunch of people over there at High Limit. And this is back to what when this whole thing happened with High Limit and Brad and everybody asking for money, I was saying, in a way, in a funny way, this is and all these drivers saying I need to make more money, and then another pimp opens a option. The only reason your hoes are leaving the pimp is because the pimp didn't treat them or pay them well enough to begin with. So that's just what happens in the streets. Okay, that's what happens in business. If you don't get treated or paid well, when an option opens up, they leave. That did not happen with me in my previous relationship, but they do leave. I'm just saying it. Although I hear Spike, I hear all the insults that Spike has thinking up as I'm talking. So I'm trying to respond to those as well. Spike is a huge distraction, almost more than women. But it's a real bad thing to see all these people just jump ship and go to High Limit. That tells me that it wasn't just the racers being underpaid and underappreciated, that it was the entire situation being either underpaid or underappreciated. Now, unfortunately, we live in this boss world, and this is something I'd like to talk about to you media people. And let me drink some water. This is water. I'm not drunk. Something that the World of Outlaws may have been doing, which a lot of organizations, tracks, and people do in this racing world, is take advantage of your love for the fucking sport, buddy. Now I'm going to put that off to the side because this is a very serious conversation. Now, once again, I could be the epitome example of being taken advantage of your love for the sport. I'm basically on here and running up and down the road and got a hurt knee from holding a pedal. I've been doing it for free outside of personal funding, which is definitely helping, like fans and socially funded in a way, because people like what I'm doing and saying, which is the proper way to operate in the political world. But I ain't got no super PACs behind me like organizations in the streaming industry. I've worked with them, but they're not like funding me to go up and down the road. I'm not a paid person. Now, unfortunately, in these industries that I'm talking about, and potentially happen with the World of Outlaws here, if you're a big sprint car fan and you love sprint car racing, wouldn't you want to, and you're a media guy, wouldn't you want to work for the World of Outlaws? Oh my God. And I had a story, I'm going to say not about the World of Outlaws to kind of be nice here. I'm going to say this story is not about the World of Outlaws, but one of the biggest sprint car organizations in the world since we've known it, bought this big badass 18-wheeler truck, right? And they were going to use it to sell tickets out of. They had built like booths in it and places to sell tickets, but they needed someone to drive the truck. And this buddy of mine, he is a big truck driver. And he went to asking he's from Florida, so he's like, who's going to drive the truck this year? And they sent him some links and all that and sent him the link. And he was like, when I got there, I couldn't believe what they wanted to pay. He said it was like 20 something, 30 something $1,000 to be a truck driver from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, no stopping. Now, he was saying how there's coverage for food and you get allowances or per diems or whatever. But that price is just so low, bro. Who's going to do that? Unless you love it. Unless you see it being so much money, and yeah, it's not fair. I'm not getting paid what I'm actually worth, but I love the sport so much that I'm willing to sacrifice that extra or more pay and take what I can just to be a part of the sport. And I feel like that has happened across the board. This is not just an outlaw thing. This is happening across the board, from local media, picture taker people, videographer people, everyone but the race car driver. And honestly here, everyone but the race car drivers of this sport and maybe a few select announcers are underappreciated and under fucking paid. That's just the damn truth of the matter. All of them are being taken advantage of for their love. Well, that's a hard statement to say all of them, but I would say a majority of them are getting paid hundreds, if not thousands less to do a job that's worth hundreds, if not thousands more, because they love what they're doing. And that's why I started this off by saying your love is being taken advantage of. And so when a situation goes from, I love this, I want to be a part of it bigger than anything, and this is all you can do, okay, this is what I have to do because I love it. And then another option opens up on the other side of town. And now all of a sudden, everyone over here that's been eating your breadcrumbs can now go eat normally and not feel taken advantage. I don't know if I should keep talking here. Maybe not. Maybe they get paid differently. How about that? And maybe they think they'll feel more appreciated over on the other side of the aisle. And now, unfortunately, for me, that looks like the reality of the situation, because everyone that I can think of that was important outside of those directly involved, everyone has gone to high limit. All of them. So that's a sign that the people that were there were either underappreciated or underpaid or both. And judging on how that truck driver was describing the pay to be a big-time sprint car organizational truck driver for a year and live on the road for 8 months or whatever it is and get paid 30 or whatever grand, maybe that type of offering is why. But even if that's the case, it is still small business over here with the Outlaws, and they don't have the backing that Flo does right here. I think that that's playing a big factor here, is that Flo's got a bigger bank. They got more than one bank. The fucking Carlisle group sitting over there. Disney, you think you're gonna beat Mickey Mouse? You think UFC's going to bow? Even though they're doing Dirt Vision has the UFC guy, but I mean Discovery, I mean all these people. It's not happening. It's not happening. So maybe that's what happened. It seems like not just drivers, but once again, the drivers are the only ones appreciated. Let me just reiterate that. The drivers are the only ones appreciated and valued. All this spurred off on drivers being paid fairly, and High Limit started it on drivers being paid fairly, but after getting a fuck you instead, or a middle finger instead of a handshake to this whole idea of more money and more races, they went ahead and went next level with it, and they're worried about paying owners with the charter system. They're obviously paying the media and the people who make the shit work more or better or whatever. Maybe everybody's just on it for the hype train sake of things, or maybe everybody sees over here that taking care of everyone except just the drivers is how you create an army. Is how you create warriors. And I talked about how, with our interview with Jeremy Elliott, how I think sometimes the Brian Carter or the leaders over at the World of Outlaws do things as a boss talking to employees. And I feel like Brad Sweet is doing things like a leader talking to its warriors, like a quarterback talking to its team. Here's what we're all going to do. We're going to give you this. We're going to do this. You're going to go here. We're going to take this route. Where over here, it's like, numbers, what? Huh? Wait, no, this is our business. No, no. So that's the cultures can change here too. And maybe the head coach over here at the Outlaws needs to swap. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look good right now. It doesn't look good.